Yo, what is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and today I am recapping the WWE 2024 draft. Night one already happened last night, so SmackDown last night. The first four rounds of the WWE draft had finally finished, and then night two, I'm going to do my recap when it's finished this coming Monday. So I'm not going to do a broadcast talking about Friday Night SmackDown. I'm going to be doing it with Canadian Yorker tomorrow, hopefully. But I just want to do this WWE 2024 draft recap. So just recapping who has been traded, whatever. To be honest, it just wasn't a lot of superstars trading to another brand. There was a few, but obviously people are talking, oh, this was the worst draft ever so far. Oh, this was pretty good. It seems like everyone's staying where they are, to be honest with you. But there were a couple changes. But today I'm recapping the WWE 2024 draft. I know that the NFL draft is going on as well. I definitely want to do a video about that, about my Steelers and all that. Sharing my thoughts, who we picked up. Usually I don't do a video for that, but we'll see what happens. But so far, so good of a draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But today we are talking about wrestling, so I don't want to keep my eyes distracted on the prize. I don't want to keep my eyes distracted. We're here to talk about WWE draft. So let's get started. So round one was at the beginning of the show. We got Triple H. We got Cody Rhodes announcing the round one picks. There's four picks each round. So basically, I apologize if I don't remember who was announcing because we had Hall of Famers. I know Teddy Long. How that play? I know Teddy Long was one of them with JBL. I know Tori Wilson was one of them. I forgot Michelle McCool. I think it was Michelle McCool that was with Tori Wilson, and we had the Dudley Boys. I can't remember the last two, though I apologize. But talking about round one, the first round of the WWE 2024 draft, SmackDown selects Bianca Belair. No surprise there. It's surprised that Bianca actually got the first pick. Was the first pick in the draft. But SmackDown picks Bianca Belair. Bianca is not going anywhere. She's staying on SmackDown, which is kind of understandable that she's feuding with the Kabuki Warriors and Damage Control. It's just announced that she and Jade will go for the tag team titles at WrestleMania Backlash, but it's no surprise that Bianca's gonna stay on SmackDown because like I said before, she's currently feuding with Damage Control. So that would do it for the SmackDown pick. Moving on, we got Monday Night Raw with the overall second pick, first pick of Raw. We got Yeet, Jey Uso staying on Raw. Honestly, I could have thought maybe he could have gone to Friday Night SmackDown. Maybe he could get into the Bloodline, Civil War. But knowing Roman Reigns is going to be out for quite a while, I think that they're just going to keep excuse me. I think they're just gonna keep Jey Uso on Raw. The fact that he's feuding with Damian Priest in the World Heavyweight Championship, it makes sense for Jey Uso to stay on Raw. The question is, Jimmy Uso's out because he got attacked by Solo and that other dude, Tonga, whoever his name is. So he's out. So Jey Uso's it kind of makes sense that he stays on Raw. But moving forward for the second pick in SmackDown in the 2024 WWE Draft, SmackDown picks NXT's own Carmelo Hayes, and this was a huge pick. Carmelo Hayes, great history being NXT champion. The feud that he had with Trick Williams, whoop that Trick. Carmelo Hayes, you kind of had a feeling that he was get called up to the main roster because after he finished his match with Trick Williams in that steel cage match, he kind of had a farewell goodbye. It's like, oh, he might be called out to the main roster, kind of like Tiffany Stratton and Bron Breakker. And there you go. Carmelo Hayes is an unbelievable athlete. That's a huge pick for SmackDown right there. And closing out round one, we got Raw picking their for the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. They select Seth freaking Rollins, who's going to be out because he had knee surgery. So Seth Rollins will be staying on Raw. So we have to see when he comes back. I'm surprised that he didn't back out or anything like that. But Seth freaking Rollins is staying on Raw. So there you have it, guys, for round one. We got Bianca Belair staying on SmackDown. We got Jey Uso staying on Raw. We got Carmelo Hayes being called up to the main roster to SmackDown from NXT. What a big pick for SmackDown. And then we got Seth freaking Rollins staying on Raw. So that will do it for the round one, guys. Just comment below what you guys think about the round one. Like I said, not a lot of superstars left. I mean, we got SmackDown got Carmelo Hayes, but we can talk about it later. Moving on, we got round two. This is where I think it was Tori Wilson and I forgot who was it? Tori Wilson. I forgot the other Michelle McCool. I think it was. I don't remember. I might be wrong. But in the round two, first pick, SmackDown picked Randy Orton. Randy Orton is staying on SmackDown, which makes sense because he's probably going to be feuding with the new Bloodline and all. So Randy Orton is he's the fifth pick in the draft. Round two, SmackDown picks Randy Orton to stay. Randy Orton is staying. Moving on, it's going to get interesting. Moving on for the sixth pick in the 2024 WWE Draft. Monday Night Raw selects Bron Breakker. Wow, holy shit. Bron Breakker is heading to Raw. Like, holy shit. Look, I said this before. Once Bron Breakker comes up to the main roster, he should go to Raw and feud with Gunther. They might be a build-up for that. Bron Breakker versus Gunther, they might build up a storyline for that, to be honest. Knowing that Gunther is still on Raw, but you never know. He hasn't been chosen in this draft yet. You never know. We might see some prizes. Imperium, Gunther, they might go to SmackDown or they could stay, but that is a huge pick for Monday Night Raw, getting Bron Breakker from SmackDown. So Bron Breakker gets traded to Raw, so we have to see what he can do there. I mean, we just seen some matches by Braun that only lasted a couple minutes. The spears, he's insane. Bron Breakker's insane. But moving on, round two, we have overall in the seventh pick in the 2024 WWE Draft, the Friday Night SmackDown selects Nia Jax. Holy shit! And this is funny because Nia Jax, she has never been on SmackDown. She's always been on Raw. But in the 2024 WWE Draft round two, they grabbed Nia Jax. Like, holy shit. So that kind of, shows maybe we don't have to see Nia on Monday Night Raw a lot, but I mean, Nia Jax is on SmackDown. That's going to be huge. And to close out the round two of the WWE 2024 draft, Monday Night Raw draft Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan's not going anywhere. Liv Morgan's staying on Raw, which makes sense because she's literally going after the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, which currently is held by Becky Lynch. That kind of shows Rhea Ripley might stay on Raw because they're building up that Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, feud. So, but that would do it for round two, guys. Holy moly. So basically round three. So I think round three was the Dudley Boys. Yes, round three was the Dudley Boys. Here we go with the pick for SmackDown in round three. Friday Night SmackDown selects LA Knight. Yeah. Which kind of makes sense. And LA Knight, here's the thing though. People are saying that, LA Knight could have gone to Raw. LA Knight, I don't know. I mean, LA Knight kind of wants to stay in SmackDown, but I mean, I don't know. Usually it's the wrestler's choice. I don't even know how it works. But people are like, LA Knight should have gone to Raw to make a title run at the World Heavyweight Championship. Who knows? But Friday Night SmackDown picks LA Knight in round three of the draft. So that's huge. LA Knight is not going anywhere. Like I said, there's a lot of superstars that's not going anywhere. So LA Knight's staying on SmackDown. Moving on to Monday Night Raw's pick in round 3. Monday Night Raw has select Ricochet to stay on Raw. So Ricochet, that's no surprise there. He could feud with the Judgment Day. Maybe he's just feuding with it. They're having him feud with the Judgment Day more. And of course, Samantha Irwin. I think Samantha Irwin, she's gonna be on Raw. I think Ricochet's probably gonna be on Raw as well. If Ricochet got traded to SmackDown, Samantha should just go with him. I'm not sure. But moving on, the second pick of the Friday Night SmackDown, round 3 of the WWE Draft. SmackDown selects the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Paul Heyman. So that kind of was no surprise there that the Bloodline's just going to stay on SmackDown. Obviously, starting a feud with, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. It was announced by Paul Heyman that Roman Reigns has, physically, he took his name out of the draft. So basically, Roman Reigns is staying on SmackDown, I guess. I don't know what it is. But second pick overall in the round 3, SmackDown, the Bloodline is staying on SmackDown. And people are like, oh boy. And to finish off round 3, Monday Night Raw was the second pick in the round 3 of the WWE Draft. Monday Night Raw selects Sheamus, the Brawling Brutes. It's fight night. Great to see Sheamus back. I kind of expected Sheamus to get traded to Raw because he literally showed up on Raw. So that would be crazy if he went to SmackDown. But we have to see. Sheamus said he's interested in going after the Intercontinental title. So we might see Sheamus versus Sami Zayn. So that's going to be interesting. But that is a wrap for round 3, guys. Round 3, we had LA Knight staying on SmackDown. Ricochet staying on Raw. The Bloodline staying at SmackDown. And then Sheamus getting drafted to Raw, which was kind of, expected because he made his return on Raw. He had his last match on Raw with Edge. Edge's last match, Sheamus was part of it. So it was kind of expected. Like I said, there was a lot of superstars that, didn't get traded. So, moving on, this is where it was Teddy Long and JBL. So in the round 4, in the 2024 WWE Draft, the Friday Night SmackDown selects AJ Styles. AJ Styles is staying on SmackDown like always. You know that he has a shot at Cody Rhodes' undisputed title. So it makes perfect sense for him to stay. People are saying that, he's staying, he's winning the title, but we have to see what happens. First pick in the round 4, Monday Night Raw selects Alpha Academy. Chad Gable, Otis, Let's Go, Tozawa, and Maxine Debris. Obviously, it was kind of a no-brainer that Alpha Academy was going to stay on Raw because Chad Gable wants his Intercontinental title. So, if they were to get traded to SmackDown, I don't think there was no point of Chad going after the Intercontinental title. Only if Sami Zayn gets traded to SmackDown, that will kind of make sense. So, but moving on, SmackDown makes the pick, the second pick of the round 4. Friday Night SmackDown selects Andrade. Wow, holy shit! And he signed a contract with Raw. Obviously, I just think that Andrade is getting drafted to SmackDown because I think that's just gonna be a build-up feud between him and like the family with Santos Escobar or whatever. But what a huge signing by SmackDown. And to close off, to close out the draft, Monday Night Raw selects Kiana James from NXT. Holy shit, I like this girl. She's amazing. I've seen her a couple times in NXT. She's amazing. She has that, boss, working office vibes. But she's a great athlete. I've seen her on NXT. What a huge signing by Raw. So, that would do it, guys, for night 1 of the WWE 2024 draft. And I'll see you guys for night 2, which is going to be on Monday Night Raw. Excuse me. But before I leave, these are just special announcements as social media. There were some more drafts that weren't announced, but it happened. The OC, AJ Styles' old group is staying on SmackDown. Baron Corbin He was on NXT for a bit. He got traded to SmackDown. Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker could team up again and try to go after the tag team titles, the SmackDown WWE World Tag Team titles. Cedric Anderson and Asuka is going to SmackDown. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark are staying on Raw. And a big change. Alba Fire and Issa Dawn are going to Raw after being on SmackDown for so long. Alba Fire and Issa Dawn are going to Monday Night Raw. Great pick. I love them. They gotta have a push, man. They gotta have a good push. And Ivar, one half of the Viking Raiders, is staying on Raw. Like I said, Eric has to come back. If so, the Viking Raiders are gonna be dangerous as ever. They're great. But that would do it, guys, for night one of the WWE Draft 2024. Let me guys know what you think in the comment section about this draft. Like I said, not a lot of people got drafted. People are staying. But we have to see what night two concludes. So, but my name is Bruin Steel. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out my friend Canadian Yorker's channel. And this video will be uploaded to the WWE Wrestling Bros, possibly my channel, which is Bruin Steel. So I am Bruin Steel, and that will do it for the 2024 WWE Draft recap for this first day, night one. Night two is going to be on Monday Night Raw coming up. Take it easy, guys. See you guys later.